High right-wing media in the UK somewhat bemused to find, well, I'm not really actually, I kind of knew it wouldn't be, that none of you seem to have really covered what happened in America yesterday, where they discovered that Russia had been paying people $10 million to spread disinformation online. And that disinformation was undermining the US democracy. Now, far be it from me to make a link here, but there was a list of what that disinformation was to look like and who it was to target. And if, for example, they did the same thing over here, it would be targeting working class people. And if they did the exact same thing over here, it would be saying that the reason why everything is so terrible is because of immigrants. And it would be saying, if it was the same thing over here, that actually it's the government spending money on foreign policy and not spending money in its own country. And that just sounds very, very familiar to me. And in fact, what those papers discovered was that Russia deliberately set out this disinformation, this virus of disinformation, because it wanted to create a psychosis in people. Which, of course, is what's happening now, because people are terrified. People are terrified of others. The great replacement theory has become sort of mainstream because social media keeps telling us that narrative. So I guess what we should be asking, isn't it, is actually, has the Russian disinformation been spreading in the UK? The answer is probably yes, because also in those papers they talk about Brexit and how anything that undermines Western democracy is a plus. But you don't seem to be covering it. And then interestingly enough, isn't it, you do cover people like Farage that used to work for Russia Today. I'm not saying for a second he's got anything to do with it. I'm just posing the question. Do you know what I mean? But it would be good if you could maybe investigate as opposed to share the disinformation. Because interestingly enough, isn't it, that disinformation now turns into, ooh, we're being led by communists. And isn't that funny? Because the people telling us that we're being led by communists are probably being paid by the communists. All right, as you were.